Hello, everybody. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Yes, we're back. Patrick Bamford, have one of them, and have one of them. I am the real Slim Shady. Ethan Ampadu coming in hot. Absolutely not. We're back here, everybody. How are we doing? It's Connor with the ice hair. Yeah, that's right, everyone. Hammering me for being blonde. It ain't blonde. Platinum ice, baby. Ice, baby. We're back with a stream. Listen, the selfie went straight out to all the group chats. We've had, what have we had? We've had, hold on, let's go on to some. We've had Pat Butcher. Pat Butcher's been the first one. Who else have we had? We've had Alistair Darling. Never trust a man whose eyebrows aren't the same color as the hair, everybody. You're not supposed to trust me now. So clicking off the rumor mill, all of you go. But yeah, everyone, do you know what? I'm all about it. I don't care. Bring it all in. You guys been insecure about yourselves, projecting onto me. I am fine with it. Oh, dearie me. Anthony, yeah, I've got no. Listen, mate, bird, you know what is a completely different color to this, my friend. Or maybe it is the same color. Maybe it's the light doing me dirty. But honestly, everyone in person, listen. As long as the girlfriend likes it, you're all right. As long as she actually really likes it, you're all good. Let me get into a couple of your comments anyway. How are we doing, everybody? We're going to get into some news, but yes, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I am here. Listen, I know Bamford got it. I'll give Bamford some crap about his footballing ability. I gave Ampadu something about his hair. His hair was a bit off, I'll say that. Don't think he went to the proper bleachers. But I'm here representing the Slim Shadies. How are we all doing anyway, you lot? Get your comments in the section below. Oh, dearie me. Brilliant. The Silver Surfer. Get it all in, everyone. Sally Webster? Nah, poor from you. The Silver. Do you know what it is said, though? Listen, if I go grey, do you know what I mean? Pulling it off. All you baldies out there, or people who don't look good in grey. Yeah. All right. I'm fighting back. How about that? Peter Ridsdale. Peter Ridsdale. You gits. Can't take you seriously. So Darren, one of the patrons, mate. Look, Darren, me and you, we can have a conversation. Look, the patrons as well. I know the patrons will all come in hot, mate, defending me and all this sort of stuff. Look, mate, I appreciate it. Listen, I've had compliments. I've had banter. I've had banter. But I knew coming on here, and I've not gone on Twitter. Thank God I can't connect to Twitter. Thank the Lord, because this will be bad. But there we go. Ellen DeGeneres, good one. Jedward, poor again. You're having some shockers here, mate. Sally Webster and Jedward, poor. Eminem, that heard it. Just unfollowed you. Steve, I tell you what, mate, look at this. Watch this. Steve, where are you, lad? Where are you? The comments are coming in so quickly. I can't. There we go. Hey, see you in a bit, Steve. All the best, fella. Yeah, have a good one. The hair of a dead body. God. Anyway, I'm stopping reading these out now. There's some interesting ones here. Luke Orfinda, shout out neighbours. Okay, right. Let's get into your news anyway. Some of you are here for that. Others are just there to banter the absolute you-know-what out of me. What do we know? AO Tanaka is not training with Dusseldorf today, which is great news for Leeds United. Apparently, his release clause is €4 million. Listen, I was watching clips of him on the way to get this absolute masterpiece on my head. And look, the guy looks absolutely brilliant from a deep line position. His transitional play looks very, very good, and he's got a goal or two in him as well. So yeah, really happy at him coming in. If that is to get done, it feels like that one is probably the one that we're looking at, to be honest with you. A lot of people are confusing as well Tanaka with Hamer in terms of how we're able to get both of those in, how we're able to get both those profiles in when they're playing in the same position. Guys, they don't play in the same position whatsoever. You're going to get AO Tanaka from a deep line position, and you're going to get Gustavo Hamer or Phil Billing or Roland Sallai from an attacking midfield position. So it doesn't really intertwine, to be honest with you, which is good. Yeah, and that's positive news, of course. Guy Fawkes blocking him because of a joke is crazy. Shut up, you melon. Look at everyone in the chat, you clown. Everyone is clowning on me. The guy, it was a joke, mate. You can come in on the next stream. Friggin' hell. Look at the banter I am getting. Do you think I can't take a joke, mate? I can take a joke or about 200 million. And I'll rate them as well. So chill out, Guy Fawkes. Get your real name in here, mate. Let's see a picture of you. How about that? But yeah, so AO Tanaka looks like that one potentially could be moving pretty quickly, which is good news for Leeds United. An easy one that could get done, I feel. And there's no other clubs right now who are in the mix, which is positive once again. Roland Sallai. Now, this one seems to be motoring on with the Hungarian press, which is excellent news. It feels like apparently, according to reports today, 9 million euros is going to get him over the line for Leeds United. There is another club still in conversation with him, which does make you feel, who is this? It's a league and club, as we know. And you do think to yourself, how far is this going to progress with them? Who is it? Could it be, Monaco? Could it be a Marseille again, Johnny Rose settings? Could it be a Paris Saint-Germain? If you're looking at a little bit lower down that division, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, maybe we'll be able to move on that a little bit more. But I don't know. I think when you're looking at it regarding Leeds United, that wouldn't be a bad option. I don't think it'd be a bad option at all. I mentioned this morning about a statement signing, and you feel like that would be the most statement signing of them all. So, yeah, Sallai coming in would complete a quartet going forward, which no one would be able to compete with. So, yeah. Ravanelli, sorry. It's good. It's a good one. Nice new hair, Simon. So Edith, bit of a weird one there. But yeah. Graham Smythe has mentioned Newcastle for Sallai in his newsletter. That's not what we want to hear, mate. It's not what we want to hear. And maybe that's the hold up at this moment in time. 9 million euros, and you feel like, you fit in at a Newcastle side. Who have they got on that right hand side? Jacob Murphy. Newcastle are in desperate need of bodies, and that feels like an obvious one that can get done, and he'd fit in seamless as their starting 11. But if Newcastle are to pull in for them, I just see that as a bit of a difficult one for Leeds United to get done. And this is the thing with all these rumours. It always starts out, doesn't it, really nice, and you think, oh, he'd be a fantastic profile. But maybe it is just going to be a case. You guys, if you've not checked my earlier video out when I was pre-Alistair Darling, now I am post-Alistair Darling, very much sort of discussing the nature of maybe Max Aarons and how that one would get done. It feels like maybe Max Aarons, Tanaka, you do wonder if they're going to be the only ones that get done. Phil Billing, apparently there's a lot of conversations right now with him in Coventry. Sheffield United is still well within the mix. Leeds has gone very, very quiet when it comes to him. Gus Hamer, again, extremely quiet. So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to be doing that one, to be honest with you. Could we get that one done? I think we could. 18 million quid. I don't see why Leeds can't do that. However, I don't know what you guys would you prefer, and I'll get this in the get your thoughts in this in the chat, everybody. What would you prefer? Would you prefer Leeds to go in for Roland Sallai on that right hand side? We know he can play attacking midfield, but would you rather go for someone of the likes of Gus Hamer, strip one of the best midfielders in the league away from Sheffield United, and they would replace, they've done quite good business in this window, but would you do that as almost like a disarming of one of your main opponents at this level? That really could be a good tactic by Leeds United, and it's going to massively enhance our front line. And then you'd have Gus Hamer potentially in the 10, and then you maybe have Willian Alonso wide right, okay, or a Ramazani, Solomon sort of intertwined. I don't know where Solomon's going to go. I've mentioned this several times. Could Ramazani come over to the right? Could Solomon come over to the right? Who knows? But I guess what you're looking at right there when it comes to a Leeds United state of play is Gus Hamer going in there and winning your games from midfield. And I think that's what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think someone like Gus Hamer in this Leeds United side would be an unbelievable signing. I want to hear what you guys think, because when I put out this morning a statement signing, there's a lot of people now turning around to me and saying, well, that wouldn't be a statement signing, Gus Hamer. There's people saying that, he wouldn't fit in the profile of Leeds United because Willian Alonso's there. I completely understand that to an extent, because I'm kind of the same opinion. But as well, I'm very much like, if you can strip their main piece, of which Hamer is. Let's not forget that, by the way. Sheffield United's main piece is Gus Hamer. I don't care about Callum O'Hare, don't care about Harrison Burrows now, etc. Kiefer Moore. Their main asset is Gus Hamer. If you can strip that away from a newly demoted side, I just feel that power play is massive, is absolutely massive. But have Leeds, in your opinion, just done this to kind of go, yeah, look what we did. We tried. That's kind of how it feels. Hamer to Leeds, we could finish Wilder off 100%. 100%. 2 minutes, guys. There we go. Apologies for that. Yeah, we could finish Wilder off. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Gus Hamer all day makes things tick. Hamer championship experience going up. Hamer is a specialist 10 and will weaken Sheffield United. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it, to be honest, mate. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it when it comes to stripping the opponent. And yeah, I think maybe that could be something. Get Hamer in, announce promotion. That's how, once again, that's how I'm kind of looking at it, to be honest with you. Farker, as always, I wanted Hamer. This is interesting, actually, because according to several reports, he has. And it feels like with Mr. Farker that if he likes a player, the one that I was talking about this morning, who keep an eye on that, by the way. If you've not checked it out, we're not going to get into it too much. But there is one individual this morning that we were speaking about, which I'd 100% be looking at. Sign Hamer, and then Nonto will believe in us. Simon, where's that $5, mate? I'll send you a $5, top man. I appreciate that, mate. Joe, you get a lot of haters, mate. Get a lot of haters, but I appreciate that, my friend. 1 in a million. Sheffield United, you know what, anyway. Go on. Yeah, so I do wonder how Leeds are going to go about this, but it's another day, everybody. It's another day of no signings, isn't it? It's another day of Leeds United not bringing in anyone. I don't think anybody's going to come in anymore. For the remainder of the day, I just don't think that's going to happen. The reason behind that is because Leeds don't work late. It doesn't feel like anyway, and unless they do a Rothwell-esque signing where they're picking one out of the hat, then out of nowhere as well. I think the only one I could genuinely see being done today is maybe AO Tanaka, maybe because he wasn't with Dusseldorf training today. And is that the biggest indicator that he's on his way to Leeds now, having a medical, whatever, potentially. Am I over the moon with AO Tanaka? Not massively. However, I've been talking about this guy for the best part of 18 months. I mentioned it this morning. And I do think to myself, with someone like AO Tanaka, this is a guy who brings a sort of £8 to £10 million caliber with him. And he's had a few contract problems as well at Dusseldorf, and you wonder if that could play into Leeds United's hands with the amount of money that we're looking at. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Opens up the Japanese market 100%. Hamer in alongside Ampadu, sharing the 10, and Sallai on the right with Aarons and Wijnal. Yeah, Wijnal, another one that we're speaking about. Some of the hair insults are as mid as Oasis. If you're going to roast a guy, make it creative and interesting. We'll reward the best roast. I don't know if you like, I don't know if what you're doing there, mate, is I like Conor McSlimmigan. That's a good one. That is a good one. I like that, Theodore. Inventive, mate. Inventive. There's two. We need a little bit more here. Spencer just said, go to David Anderson's tweet. Let's have a quick look, mate, and see what he said. David Anderson is of the Mirror, of course. Okay, Leeds want Fortuna Dusseldorf's AO Tanaka after Sheffield United rejected their 13 million offer for Gus Hamer. Bit annoying because it's different positions. And Bournemouth's Philip Billing said he would not drop down to the Championship. Leeds are also keen on Freiburg's Roland Sallai, but a deal is unlikely. So that shit. So if we are looking at these signatures, according to David Anderson at the Mirror, who gets things right, to be fair to him, Leeds is AO Tanaka. Yeah, so apparently Leeds want Tanaka. He's obviously a defensive midfielder. Billing said no. Sallai's looking unlikely, and Hamer is not happening, essentially. Okay, so if that is the scenario, I want to know if you guys are happy with it. Like, would you be happy with that? So let's say Tanaka's on the table, Hamer's off, Billing's off, Sallai's off. Let's say hypothetically, because he's just mentioned it being unlikely. We know in Graham Smith's newsletter that he's mentioned Newcastle as well. If that's the pool now, if Tanaka's to come in, let's say I'm look, hands out there. For me, it's going to be Aarons. Aarons is going to come in. I keep saying Aarons. Aarons is going to come in for me. And Tanaka. If it's Aarons and Tanaka, are you guys happy? because I think now with 2 days left of the window, that's probably the most likely for me. Probably the most likely. Which I don't know. It's the statement signing. Now, look, they could pull something out of the hat. We're all speculating. It's hypothetical. It's all in the air. They could pull something else out of the hat. But if we're going into the last day and we are looking at a scenario where it's Tanaka and Aarons, you're looking at a backup fullback there. You're looking at Tanaka, who's probably going to rotate with Rothwell and Gruev. It doesn't mean he's going to naturally start. He's only going to cost us probably about £4 million. It's, for me, you haven't got a statement signing in there. I know a lot of people will say Solomon, but in my head, he's still not a Leeds player. And there are a lot of Solomon, top quality player. We all know that, but get him on the pitch and we can talk. Okay, that's where I am with it. I think I'd be disappointed at that. I have to say, I would be disappointed at that if that's the end to the window. And I want to know what you guys have to say on that. I've just seen Jordan saying I want Sallai. We will end up with Sallai, Tanaka, and Aarons on loan. Get a couple of your super chats in. Like and subscribe for the bleach. Shout out to Mooks. Darren Smith's in here with the Stoop sticker. Shout out to you as well, mate. Yeah, I think that's good. That will be 4 in the last 10 days. I think with me, I'd be gutted if we let Sallai slip through. I think the only thing with me is it's 4 in the last 10 days, but they've got to be the profiles. Max Aarons is probably not going to play. Is he? He's not going to play. Tanaka might play. There is literally an argument that if those 3 came in, they wouldn't play. And they buff up the squad 100%, of course, and that's what we all want. But there's an argument Aarons doesn't come in for Bogle if he does come in, and we're paying a lot of money on wages there. Solomon, I don't think, well, now if Sallai wasn't to come in, there's a conversation to be had there, but maybe Solomon doesn't even start, potentially. Depends on what Daniel Farker's thinking. And Tanaka might not start, because we know how much he loves Gruev. Rothwell's not really had a sniff, has he? And Rothwell is the better, he's the more competent footballer. So, yeah, I don't know. BPCY 150 million in, 25 million out. And look, what I'm saying here is and a lot of you guys are saying it doesn't feel. Yeah, I've just seen that formula, Sonny. Afternoon, bam, bam, hey, mate. I think we've got to look at this and we've got to think to ourselves, is it enough? I think it's enough for top 6. I do think it's enough for top 6. I think top 2, and we know what the division's like at the minute. We know what Burnley are being shafted. We know Sheffield United have been stripped a little bit as well, but I think they've kept all the good players and actually had a really good window. I don't know if that'd be enough for me. I don't know if that'd be enough for me. That's how I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. I think we need a star signing, a bit of a star signing. I'm talking about Sallai, I'm talking about Billing, I'm talking Hamer. I'm literally talking anything like that. I really am. And for what David Anderson said when he's mentioned Leeds were going in for Hamer, but they're now looking at Tanaka, the different positions. Tanaka is going to be probably in a double pivot in a 4-2-3-1 system. Hamer's going to be a number 10. Stuart says, fair post, 12 months on his contract. We need to do something in that area. Stuart, you bang on, mate. Of course you are bang on. And I don't mind that. And I think you're correct in that sense. But is it right now for that to be a priority? I understand in 12 months' time, and look, football gets done, doesn't it? We all know you have to take your opportunities right now. But I didn't want this to be an opportunistic market. I wanted this to be an aggressive, proactive, assertive market from Leeds United. And for me, Aarons and Tanaka, it's not enough. I think we need something in that forward line. I really do. I think let's not undervalue the whole for a full season. Nonto was unbelievable the other night. Aronson was brilliant. But I think for a full season, the impact of Rutter and Somerville. Bear in mind, Sheffield Wednesday didn't play against us the other night in a low block. They didn't do that. Many teams are going to do that against us, 100%, because that's how they're going to get the joy out of Leeds United. I still think we need something in that attacking department that's going to be the unlocker of defences for me. And if you haven't got that, at least be complimentary wide right and just be unbelievable outright and just add to that, Solomon could be that, but then again, we could be talking about Solomon being out for another 30 games this season, and that's the risk of bringing in Solomon. What else do we know about Solomon? We've dropped 50 grand on his wages. Bring Aarons in, you're dropping 40 grand on his wages. I just think, I know what you're saying, think it was Jordan, in terms of in a year's time, and you're right. And that is proactive, to be fair. But right now, I think there's points of which, let's say if we're being proactive, that's a really good move by Leeds. But there's an argument that 3 players don't even come into the starting 11. And I think you've got to have 1 player, maybe even 2, who come straight into that starting 11 for me. Firpo's a good lad, but do not like seeing him play in the Premier League. How can you think Ramazani isn't a star signing is beyond me? Who said this? Yaboa, who said this? Look, you might be talking to someone else here, mate. You might be talking to someone else. But not only have you had some shocking comparisons for my Barnet, which wasn't funny, and everybody else has actually been funny with the Barnet comparisons, but are you saying that I've not said Ramazani is a good signing? I have literally been riding Ramazani, pause, for the signing that has been my poster signing by the 49ers so far. Don't make stuff up. Don't lie. If that is to me, I will say that caveat. If that is to me, my friend, don't lie. I have been saying that Ramazani has been an unbelievable signing from day dot. I was so happy with that. But we need another Ramazani signing. We need to replace Rutter and Somerville, in my opinion, in that attacking quartet. Has to be. Has to be. Exactly, Jack. Jack said it. Number 1, Ramazani Glazer. Number 1. And I'll take it. Wow, the hell, lad. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what you're saying. But they bid on Morgan Whittaker. They did, mate. They did. So yeah, fascinating to see how that. I don't like that Morgan Whittaker signing. Don't like it whatsoever. Let's have a look. Verb is going to be the interesting one. Yeah, Plymouth rejected the Whittaker bid. I've already private texted Sallai, so God say signed for Leeds. Yeah, that was quite a good one, Gabe. I mentioned that one. Eminem from Timu. I like that one. Wish it'd have been a better one, but it might not have transitioned a little bit. 1980s action, man. That's a good one. Garnacho on my screen. Yeah. Dan, keeping it on football. The beauty with Sallai is he could play up top. So I get it if we thought enough to be the Hamer bid last minute share. But yeah, exactly, mate. 100%. And I think that's key, isn't it? It's key that we keep it on track. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to leave it unless we have anything else. The Wish Eminem is going to be out the building. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the rumors at this moment in time. It's been a bit of fun in this stream. It will always be a bit of fun in the One Lead streams. Please make sure you leave your comments after the videos. I'm so sorry we can't get on Twitter. I don't know what's going on at the minute. Elon's been an absolute you-know-what bag. So we're trying our hardest to transition onto Twitter as well, because we've got thousands of people who watch the YouTube videos from Twitter as well. But a shout out to you guys. We've gone 1.9 thousand subscribers in the last 28 days, which has been unbelievable. In the last 28 days, we've had 864,000 views. Shout out to all of you guys. The watch hours are in the green. So thank you so much for your undivided support. This period has been unbelievable, and we're on the way to 40K. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.